Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here today on the channel. And today we're going to be doing a Hunger Games simulator matchup with 48 singers. Now if you don't know what I mean by this, it's because from the knowledge I've gathered in regards to simulation or simulating, I think, I could be wrong, don't quote me in the comments, I think there's an AI that determines or simulates what happens with, the people you put in there. Like, for example, of who gets killed, of who survives, and of course, most importantly, of who wins. So, as I said earlier, I put 48 singers throughout all the years, going back to the 1950s and the 1960s. One of them is from that era. But anyways, I put 48 of them here, right now, and they're going to battle to see which one is the greatest singer of all time. Now, I will admit, I took inspiration from Steve Terryberry's Sims video where he gathered 50 rock star singers up and made them do tasks and challenges and to see which one would be the best singer from that group. So this is kind of like inspiration from that, but I will say this though, in regards to if whoever wins is the greatest singer of all time, I should say that in quotation marks. I know whoever might win might not everyone agree, everyone might not agree with. I can understand that, probably would think the same way. I'm not taking anything away from these artists, regardless of the controversies that they've been in the past, or if they did stupid stuff, or like if they have even have a respectable fan base. All these singers in their own way, away from controversy and drama, they're all talented in their own way. So I don't think it's fair to say one singer is better than the others. But this is just my opinion, of course. I know other people might not agree with me on that take, but you know what? It is what it is. Anyways, as I said earlier, we're going to be doing a Hunger Games simulation match, and I simply called it, as you can see right here, Singers Fight for Survival. You got the reaping right there. For District 1, you have right here Freddie Mercury. Rest in peace, Freddie Mercury, the lead singer of Queen. Man, he was taken from us way too soon. I know he was like 45, 44, but still, he deserved to live longer than that. AIDS just suck, man. Rest in peace, Freddie Mercury. And you got Gene Simmons, the singer of Kiss. Céline Dion, Madonna, the queen of pop. Then you got right here Nick Drake. If you don't know who that is, Nick Drake was basically a folk singer from the 1960s, late 1960s to early 1970s. Unfortunately, he was taken from us way too soon at like only 26 years old in 1974 due to antidepressant pills, when Freddie Mercury also passed away in 1991. Just rest in peace to both those singers. They were gone way too soon, and they had bright futures ahead of them. Then you have Justin Bieber, Gwen Stefani, the singer of No Doubt, Courtney Love, the singer of Hall, the punk rock group, even dated Kurt Cobain. Then District 3, you got Lenny Kravitz, Ed Sheeran, Janet Jackson, the sister of Michael Jackson, and Shakira. By the way, Lenny Kravitz was at one point married to Lisa Bonet from The Cosby Show. District 4, you got the late Marvin Gaye, rest in peace. Man, I'm not gonna say what happened to Marvin Gaye, because it's very upsetting. But it's been over 41 years since he passed away in 1984. He was only 44 when he passed away too. Yeah, this was another singer that had a bright future ahead of him. Rest in peace. And you got, speaking of rest in peace, of course, rest in peace to the man, the myth, the legend, Ozzy Osbourne. Recently passed away 2 to 3 weeks ago. I'd say this: metal music would never be the same without him. He was one of the pioneers of that genre, alongside Steppenwolf and a couple other groups from the 60s and even the early 70s. You got Yoko Ono, who was the wife of John Lennon, as Ozzy Osbourne was once the lead singer for Black Sabbath. And you got Alanis Morissette, The District 5, you got P. Diddy, or he's known as Puff Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs. I only put him in here because I thought it would be funny because, to make fun of him. But I will say that he, as well with another person, they have really good music. But unfortunately, they themselves are not good people. But as I said earlier, despite all the controversies and crap surrounding them, they're talented in their own way, in their own right, regardless of what they did, and you can't take that away from them. Like they like some of their songs have made millions of dollars and got millions of views on YouTube. So, and some of them they even have nice voices too. So, can you really blame me for saying that they're talented? I don't. Although, I think both of them, both Diddy and the other guy, should still be in prison. But I'm not gonna go down that route because I don't want to get his video taken down, if you know what I mean. I don't want to accuse Diddy of anything. Let's just say that, just to be safe, because I don't want people to come after me. But I just think that he should be in prison until like more evidence that he apparently was not convicted of guilt or not guilty of comes out, so he can be released. That's how I just would do it. Let me know down below in the comments. Actually, don't, but it's up to you. You got the Weeknd, Sade. If you don't know who Sade is, she's a Nigerian R&B / jazz singer from the 1980s and 1990s. Yeah. And you got Avril Lavigne, District 6. You got Max Cavalera. If you don't know who he is, he was the lead singer of Sepultura. I think that's how you say the group name. Then you got Wyclef Jean, Britney Spears, Lorde. District 7, you got Ziggy Marley, the son of Bob Marley. Serj Tankian, I think that's how you say his name, the singer of the heavy metal band System of a Down, as Max Cavalera was also the singer of the heavy metal band Sepultura. Jennifer Lopez and Nicki Minaj. District 8, Michael Jackson, rest in peace to the king of pop. Kanan, if you don't know who he is, he's a Somali Canadian rapper from Somalia. Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga. District 9, Kurt Cobain, rest in peace. R. Kelly. That's another artist I put in here that's just to be silly, just to kind of make fun of him. But unlike I guess you could say with Diddy, like there's actually been, I don't know how to put it, but I'm just trying to go off of memory. You always could correct me down below in the comments. I'm just saying that he's in jail right now or prison, and I think he's actually been convicted of this stuff. I'm not saying Diddy's innocent at all. Don't get it distracted with that. I think both are not innocent, but there's always that like saying, I don't know if it applies to this, like take this with a grain of salt, innocent until proven guilty. But I don't know about R. Kelly. Diddy seems to get let off the hook, but as I said, I think he should still be in prison with R. Kelly until other stuff comes out to prove that they're actually innocent and not guilty. But I digress. You got Sia, Amy Lee of the hard rock band Evanescence. District 10, you got Brian Johnson, the lead singer of AC/DC, Enrique Iglesias, Rihanna, and Danita Sparks, the singer of the punk rock band L7. And you got District 11, John Lennon, the singer, or one of the main singers of the Beatles, alongside Paul McCartney. Eminem, Bjork. I couldn't put the two dots above the O for some absurd reason, because it wouldn't let me, because it apparently wasn't a valid name for her, which I think is stupid, but it is what it is. And you got Diana Ross. In the last row, District 12, you got Johnny Cash, rest in peace, just like with John Lennon, rest in peace to him as well. Man, lost some great people, like Kurt Cobain passed away in 1994, Michael Jackson passed away in 2009. And Ozzy Osbourne passed away recently in 2025, and Then you got Drake, Alicia Keys, and Gloria Estefan. So, now with that being said and out of the way, 10 minutes into this, holy shit. That was a long introduction. I'm sorry about that. I'm just very passionate for this. We're going to hit proceed. And now, we shall begin. Let's get it started. 48 people. Let's see who will win. It says right here, the bloodbath. As the tribes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. John Lennon runs away from the cornucopia. The Weeknd, Marvin Gaye, and Gloria Estefan get into a fight. The Weeknd triumphantly kills them both. So there's your first two fatalities. Not even 10 seconds into the new match. Damn. Drake rips a mace out of Eminem's hands. Britney Spears runs away from the cornucopia. Shakira runs into the cornucopia and hides. Ed Sheeran, Yoko Ono, Avril Lavigne, and Sade all run away from the cornucopia. Freddie Mercury and Ozzy Osbourne get into a fight. Ozzy Osbourne gives up and retreats. Kanan clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Alicia Keys, Amy Lee, Donna Sparks all run away from a cornucopia. Madonna accidentally steps on a landmine, so that's your third fatality. Damn. Lenny Kravitz runs away from the cornucopia. Janet Jackson runs away with a lighter and some rope. Lorde runs away from the cornucopia alongside Enrique Iglesias. Rihanna grabs a jar of fishing bait while Puff Diddy gets fishing gear. Courtney Love runs away from the cornucopia. Sarge Tenkan takes a spear from inside the cornucopia. Céline Dion runs away from the cornucopia. Taylor Swift grabs a shovel. Nick Drake grabs a backpack, but not realizing that it isn't. Excuse me, I had dinner not too long ago. Not realizing it is empty. R. Kelly grabs a shovel. Bjork gathers as much food as she can. Ziggy Marley, Nicki Minaj, and Diana Ross all run away from the cornucopia. Michael Jackson takes a spear from inside the cornucopia. Kurt Cobain runs away from the cornucopia. Jennifer Lopez clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Lady Gaga runs away from the cornucopia. Gene Simmons snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. CS scares Johnny Cash away from the cornucopia. Wyclef Jean grabs a jar of fishing bait while Brian Johnson gets fishing gear. Gwen Stefani runs away from the cornucopia. Justin Bieber grabs a shovel. Max Cavalera finds a bag full of explosives, and Alanis Morissette runs away from the cornucopia. I'll just tell you this. For some reason with Céline Dion, the little thing above the C, the little line, it actually let me put it for her name, but not little two dots for Bjork. I got rid of the thing above Céline Dion's name, the E, above the E, just to make it fair, make it even, because I just think it's stupid that it did that. I don't know. Alright, now day one. Okay. It says right here, it says, Sia injures herself. Gene Simmons stabs Alicia Keys with a tree branch. Damn. Wow. Alanis Morissette receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Sade and Céline Dion work together for the day. Avril Lavigne and Justin Bieber hunt for other tribes, and as well with Kurt Cobain, Danita Sparks, and Wyclef Jean. Puff Diddy receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Drake, Michael Jackson, and Jennifer Lopez hunt for other tribes. Sarge Tenkan sprains his ankle while running away from Taylor Swift. Come on, man. Courtney Love sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Nicki Minaj, Gwen Stefani, and Kanan get into a fight. Nicki Minaj triumphantly kills them both. Holy shit. Oh my god. Ziggy Marley picks flowers. Britney Spears fishes. Ed Sheeran, John Lennon, Lenny Kravitz, and Freddie Mercury raid the Weeknd's camp while he is hunting. Bjork practices Bjork practices her archery. Johnny Cash tracks down and kills Lorde. Enrique Iglesias attacks Ozzy Osbourne, but he manages to escape. Lady Gaga sets off an explosive killing Shakira, Brian Johnson, Rihanna, and Eminem. Yoko Ono is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Nick Drake, Janet Jackson, Amy Lee, and Diana Ross raid Max Cavalera's campbells he is hunting. And R. Kelly collects fruit from a tree. How many fatalities is that? Holy shit! That's over 11 people. Holy crap. Okay, that is hilarious. Alright, night 1. Enrique Iglesias climbs a tree to rest. Lenny Kravitz receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Wyclef Jean questions his sanity. Taylor Swift loses sight of where she is. Ziggy and Marley fends R. Kelly, Avril Lavigne, and Justin Bieber away from his fire. Sade, Max Cavalera, and Janita Sparks cheerfully sing songs together. Same with Drake, Freddie Mercury, and John Lennon. Makes sense because they're all singers. Gene Simmons starts a fire. Bjork thinks about winning. The Weeknd, Courtney Love, and Lady Gaga sleep in shifts. Surge, Ten Con receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Britney Spears stays awake all night. Sia defeats Puff Diddy in a fight but spares his life. Ed Sheeran receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. Michael Jackson stays awake all night. Janet Jackson questions her sanity. Kurt Cobain, Nicki Minaj, and Céline Dion cheerfully sing songs together. Alanis Morissette kills Jennifer Lopez while she is sleeping. Diana Ross stabs Amy Lee with a tree branch. What the hell? Johnny Cash receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Ozzy Osbourne loses sight of where he is, as well with Yoko Ono, and Nick Drake passes out from exhaustion. Alright, day 2. Day 2. Nick Drake finishes. Max Cavalera constructs a shack. Kurt Cobain collects fruit from a tree. Janet Jackson tries to spearfish with a trident. Avril Lavigne practices her archery. Puff Diddy diverts Ozzy Osbourne's attention and runs away. Ed Sheeran travels to higher ground. Britney Spears and R. Kelly split up to search for resources. Michael Jackson questions his sanity. Courtney Love, Sia, Wyclef Jean, The Weeknd, and Yoko Ono hunt for other tribes. John Lennon and Freddie Mercury hunt for other tribes as well. Gene Simmons sprains her ankle while running away from Enrique Iglesias. Céline Dion receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Lady Gaga and Sade work together for the day. Alanis Morissette thinks about home. Bjork defeats Taylor Swift in a fight, but spares her life. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, dear god. This is bad. And Lenny Kravitz begs for Serge Tankan to kill him. He refuses, keeping Lenny Kravitz alive. And then getting under the blanket now. Holy crap. Damn near pissed myself. Jesus Christ. From the laughing. Whew. That's how... I love this so much. Hold on a second, I'm just gonna get this off out. Good lord. Alright. Or was I again? Okay. Lenny Kravitz begs for Sarge Tenakan to kill him. Tunkan to kill him. He refuses, keeping Lenny Kravitz alive. Diana Ross, Nicki Minaj, and Justin Bieber get into a fight. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Diana Ross triumphantly kills them both. Ziggy Marley sets an explosive off, killing Johnny Cash. Wow. And Danita Sparks spears Drake in the abdomen. How many fatalities that is? That's 6 more. So far, 17 people have been eliminated. Holy shit. Alright, night 2. Sia climbs a tree to rest. Danita Sparks receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Ziggy Marley loses sight of where he is. Wyclef Jean is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. R. Kelly tends to his wounds. Lady Gaga and Ozzy Osbourne talk about the tribes still alive. Enrique Iglesias, Kurt Cobain, Ed Sheeran, and Gene Simmons tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Nick Drake, Courtney Love, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, and John Lennon sleep in shifts. Celine Dion and Lenny Kravitz huddle for warmth. Puff Diddy or Britney Spears, Freddie Mercury, and Yoko Ono sleep in shifts. The Weeknd destroys Max Cavalera's supplies while he is asleep. Bjork. Oh my god. Bjork screams for help. Alanis Morissette decapitates Taylor Swift with a sword. The Swifties are not going to like that. I'll tell you that much. Janet Jackson loses sight of where she is. Puff Diddy poisons Avril Lavigne's drink. She drinks it and dies. Oh my god. Do you know what would have been even more worse if that was Bill Cosby? I had to say it. But still, P. Diddy poisoning someone's drink. With what? Baby oil? God. Come on. Oh my god. And Sade convinces Serge Tankan to snuggle with her. Alright, day free. Oh my god. Puff Diddy travels to higher ground. Max Cavalera receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Bjork tries to sleep through the entire day. Ed Sheeran kills The Weeknd with a sickle. The Yoko Ono steals from John Lennon while he isn't looking. R. Kelly tries to sleep for the entire day. Yeah, the Ed Sheeran killed The Weeknd with a sickle. That's crazy. R. Kelly tries to sleep for the entire day, and Yoko Ono tries to steal from John Lennon while he isn't looking. Sade and Alanis Morissette split up to search for resources. Ozzy Osbourne stalks Serge Tankan. Wyclef Jean constructs a shack. Enrique Iglesias hunt for other tribes. Janet Jackson and Gene Simmons hunt for other tribes. Sia picks flowers. Kurt Cobain explores the arena. Celine Dion, Nick Drake, Lady Gaga, and Michael Jackson hunt for other tribes. Britney Spears receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. Ziggy Marley travels to higher ground. Lenny Kravitz, Danita Sparks, Diana Ross, and Freddie Mercury raid. Courtney loves Campbell. She is hunting. Proceed. Okay, this is where it gets intense. Arena event. It says wolf mutts are let loose in the arena. Wyclef Jean survives. Puff Diddy is eaten by wolf mutts. R. Kelly, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Kurt Cobain, Sarge Tankan survives. Nick Drake is crushed by a pack of wolf mutts as well as Lady Gaga. Yoko Ono survives. Britney Spears pushes Sade into a pack of wolf mutts. John Lennon is eaten by a pack of wolf mutts. Janet Jackson survives. Max Cavalera pushes Danita Sparks into a pack of wolf mutts. Courtney Love survives. And Alanis Morissette knocks Sia out and leaves her for the wolf mutts as Lenny Kravitz and Gene Simmons fight. A pack of wolf mutts show up and kill them both. Bjork survives. Ed Sheeran pushes Ziggy Marley into a pack of wolf mutts. Enrique Iglesias survives. Ozzy Osbourne is crushed by a pack of wolf mutts. Freddie Mercury survives, and Celine Dion survives. How many people was that? 14. Damn, that's... If I do the math, that's 31 people that's not taken out. That's half of the whole field. Or whole competition. They're gone. Wow. Alright. Night free still. Or Night Free. Alanis Morissette, Enrique Iglesias, Britney Spears, Celine Dion, and Diana Ross sleep in shifts. Courtney Love receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Wyclef Jean tries to treat his infection. Bjork convinces Sarge Tankan to snuggle with her. Freddie Mercury loses sight of where he is. Ed Sheeran convinces Janet Jackson to snuggle with him. Yoko Ono, Michael Jackson, and Max Cavalera sleep in shifts, and Kurt Cobain convinces R. Kelly to snuggle with him. No! No, Kurt Cobain, no! He's just gonna piss on you. Oh my god, I'm going to hell. Oh dear lord. Alright, day 4. Britney Spears injures herself. Max Cavalera, Freddie Mercury, Bjork, Celine Dion, and Diana Ross hunt for other tribes. Enrique Iglesias collects fruit from a tree. Yoko Ono travels to higher ground. Courtney Love questions her sanity. R. Kelly stalks Ed Sheeran. You might want to defend yourself, Ed Sheeran. Serge Tankan thinks about home. Kurt Cobain attacks Wyclef Jean, but he manages to escape. Alanis Morissette runs away from Janet Jackson, and Michael Jackson collects fruit from a tree. No one has died. It says right here, no cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Expect that to change right here. Maybe. Serge Tankan screams for help. Alanis Morissette, Courtney Love, and Ed Sheeran cheerfully sing songs together. Enrique Iglesias tries to treat his infection. Michael Jackson screams for help. Britney Spears fends Kurt Cobain, Janet Jackson, and Max Cavalera away from her fire. Diana Ross, R. Kelly, Yoko Ono, and Celine Dion sleep in shifts. Bjork questions her sanity. Freddie Mercury receives clean water from an unknown sponsor, and Wyclef Jean sees a fire but stays hidden. Alright. Day 5 now. From what looks to be from day 4. Enrique Iglesias fishes. Britney Spears collects fruit from a tree. Serge Tankan receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Janet Jackson goes hunting. R. Kelly unknowingly eats toxic berries. Get wrecked. I don't know if that kills him or not. I guess we'll find out. Courtney Love injures herself. Yoko Ono attacks Alanis Morissette, but she manages to escape. Celine Dion goes hunting. Wyclef Jean sees smoke rising in the distance, but he decides not to investigate it. Michael Jackson attacks Bjork, but she manages to escape. Freddie Mercury, Kurt Cobain, and Diana Ross hunt for other tribes. Max Cavalera kills Ed Sheeran with his own weapon. Damn. Yeah, it looks like R. Kelly did die. Wow. Adios, R. Kelly. Night 5 right here. Max Cavalera tends to Freddie Mercury's wounds. Diana Ross looks at the night sky. Serge Tankan and Bjork tell stories about themselves to each other. Britney Spears poisons Alanis Morissette's drink, but mistakes it for her own and dies. Wow, her own drink. Michael Jackson attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Kurt Cobain goes to sleep. Janet Jackson receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Wyclef Jean goes to sleep as well. Enrique Iglesias cries himself to sleep. Yoko Ono tries to sing herself to sleep. Courtney Love thinks about winning, and Celine Dion receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. And here we go. This is where it gets crazy. Again, it said that the cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tributes' families. Kurt Cobain and Yoko Ono get into a fight over raw meat, but Kurt Cobain gives up and runs away. Alanis Morissette decides not to go to the feast as well with Freddie Mercury and Serge Tankan. Michael Jackson and Enrique Iglesias decide to work together to get more supplies. Wyclef Jean decides not to go to the feast. Celine Dion and Courtney Love get into a fight over raw meats, but Celine Dion gives up and runs away. Bjork gathers as much food as into a bag as she can before fleeing. Janet Jackson decides not to go to the feast, and Diana Ross kills Max Cavalera with a hatchet. Damn. Day 6. Celine Dion makes a wooden spear. Wyclef Jean makes a slingshot. Serge Tankan searches for a water source. Freddie Mercury explores the arena. Yoko Ono decapitates Michael Jackson with a sword. Holy shit. Kurt Cobain kills Diana Ross as he tries to As she tries to run, Bjork silently snaps Courtney Love's neck. Janet Jackson receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Enrique Iglesias fishes and Alanis Morissette injures herself. Only 5 fatalities and tragedies right here for the 6. Night 6 right here. It says Sergei Tankan goes to sleep. Freddie Mercury cries himself to sleep. Wyclef Jean looks at the night sky. Céline Dion tends to her wounds. Yoko Ono stays awake all night long. Bjork tends to Freddie Mercury's wounds. Janet Jackson and Kurt Cobain hold hands. Alanis Morissette receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Okay. Day 7. Alanis Morissette tries to sleep for the entire day. Janet Jackson receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Wyclef Jean hunts for other tribes. Freddie Mercury discovers a cave. Céline Dion and Enrique Iglesias work together for the day. Kurt Cobain tries to sleep for the entire day. Bjork tends to Yoko Ono's wounds. And Serge Tankan dies from an infection. Only 1 fatality, as you can see right here. Alright. Wyclef Jean is awoken by nightmares. Kurt Cobain, Yoko Ono, Enrique Iglesias, and Freddie Mercury tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Janet Jackson receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Celine Dion climbs a tree to rest. Bjork attempts to climb a tree but falls to her death, and Alanis Morissette receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Yoko Ono, okay, it says right here, day 8, it says Yoko Ono attacks Enrique Iglesias, but Freddie Mercury protects him, killing Yoko Ono. Wyclef Jean, Kurt Cobain, and Janet Jackson hunt for other tribes. Alanis Morissette makes a slingshot, and Celine Dion dies trying to escape their arena. Only 3 tragedies this time. Alright. Night 8. Freddie Mercury cries himself to sleep. Janet Jackson attacks Enrique Iglesias. I mean, damn, what's with everyone trying to attack Enrique Iglesias all of a sudden? Do they have a grudge or a vendetta against the guy? I don't know, but Alanis Morissette protects him, killing Janet Jackson. Kurt Cobain loses sight of where he is, and Wyclef Jean thinks about winning. It says, it says day 9, Alanis Morissette begs for Freddie Mercury to kill her. He refuses, keeping Alanis Morissette alive. Wyclef Jean collects fruit from a tree. Kurt Cobain tracks down and kills Enrique Iglesias. Damn. 4, or Tanami rolls in. Arena event. Tanami rolls into the arena. Kurt Cobain, Wyclef Jean, and Alanis Morissette all survive. Freddie Mercury swept away. No. Jeez. Not Freddie Mercury. 3 people have died. So this is it. Who's gonna win? These are the last 3 folks left. Night 9. 999, if you get it. Wyclef Jean stays awake all night. Kurt Cobain and Alanis Morissette huddle for warmth. Whoa. Day 10. Wyclef Jean kills Kurt Cobain with a sickle, and Alanis Morissette dies from hypothermia. That means that Wyclef Jean has won the Hunger Games simulator. Has won the whole thing. It says right here, the winner is Wyclef Jean from District 6. Now, let's take a look right here. You can pause to read, or placements. Just wow, look at that. Top 10 are like, well, I guess we'll go for it here. Winners Wyclef Jean, second place is Alanis Morissette, third is Kurt Cobain. I'll go for the rest. Like, or just go for the people who got to kill. Alanis Morissette, Wyclef Jean, Kurt Cobain, Freddie Mercury, Yoko Ono, Bjork, Diana Ross, Max Cavalera, Britney Spears, Ed Sheeran, Ziggy Marley, Gene Simmons, Danita Sparks, Lady Gaga, Puff Diddy, The Weeknd, Johnny Cash, Nicki Minaj. They all got kills. And then here's the whole Here's the whole, the summary, I guess it says right here. I never saw that before. Wow. Proceed. Now here's your final results. Damn. Alright, we'll go for their placements. Okay, first is Wyclef Jean. Second is Alanis Morissette. Third is Kurt Cobain. Fourth is Freddie Mercury. Fifth is Enrique Iglesias, ending off the top 5 in finishing positions. Sixth is Janet Jackson. Seventh is Céline Dion. Eighth is Yoko Ono. Ninth is Bjork. Excuse me again, sorry. 10th is Serge Tankian. 11th is Courtney Love. 12th is Diana Ross. 13th is Michael Jackson. 14th is Max Cavalera. 15th is Britney Spears. 16th is Ed Sheeran. 17th is R. Kelly. 18th is Ozzy Osbourne. 19th is Ziggy Marley. Serge Tankian end off the top 10, and Britney Spears end off the top 15. Gene Simmons, of course, after Ziggy Marley to end off the top. You got Ozzy Osbourne, Ziggy Marley, and Gene Simmons to end off the top 20. In finishing positions as well, Lenny Kravitz, Sia, Danita Sparks, John Lennon, Sade to end off the top 25 positions. Lady Gaga, Nick Drake, Puff Diddy, The Weeknd, and Avril Lavigne end off the top 30 positions. Taylor Swift, Drake, Johnny Cash, Justin Bieber, Nicki Minaj, Amy Lee, Jennifer Lopez, Eminem, Rihanna, Brian Johnson, Shakira, Lorde, Kanan, Gwen Stefani, Alicia Keys, Madonna, Gloria Estefan, and Marvin Gaye. Now, in terms of placements, first was District 6, second was District 4, third was District 9, fourth was District 1, fifth was District 10, sixth was District 3, seventh was District 11, eighth was District 7, 9 was District 2, 10th was District 8, 11 was District 11th was District 5, with 8th, 9th, and 10th being the others, and 12th being District 12, ironically. And kills, Alanis Morissette, Diana Ross, and Lady Gaga all got the main kills. 3 of them have all the most kills. Ed Sheeran, The Weeknd, Max Cavalera, Nicki Minaj, and Kurt Cobain are all tied with 2, and the rest, Ziggy Marley, Yoko Ono, Puff Diddy, Wyclef Jean, Britney Spears, Gene Simmons, Freddie Mercury, Bjork, Danita Sparks, and Johnny Cash all have 1. But for Wyclef Jean, his only kill was when it mattered the most, that being winning the whole damn thing. So, that's all I gotta say. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, because YouTube doesn't always inform you or send you notifications if someone uploads a video regarding on the circumstance. Damn, this video is almost 40 minutes long, but I had a blast making it. I hope you had a blast watching it too. This is, I guess, Miles Prower's Lab signing off. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'll catch you on the next video very, very soon. All right, peace.